Okay, today I'm going to try and run you through how to take your assembled lamp file in Fusion and extract the 2D shapes that we need to laser cut, assemble them into Adobe Illustrator and nest them up together as efficiently as possible, and then we will be able to send them to the laser cutter to cut out. So I've got Mitch's lamp here, and just to make things a little bit easier, I've turned this base off so I can see what's going on. And you can see here that Mitch has got a little finger joint here that alternates on each layer. So without taking into the consideration this middle section where the LED sits, we're going to have 4 major parts to the arm of this lamp here. So I'm going to show you how we can extract those and put them into Illustrator and get them ready to laser cut. So the first thing we need to do is create a sketch up here and click on the face that has the information that we need, which is this one here for me. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to hit P to project the geometry, and I'm going to click on this shape here. And that brings all of the lines and the sketch information from that previous face through, because that's the path that I need to cut with my laser cutter. And I'm going to hit OK. I'm going to go over to Sketches, and I'm going to call this one, this is layer 1, so I'm going to go call it Arm, because it's the arm of the lamp, 1 for layer 1, and it's the first part of that, so I'm going to go 1.1. Okay, so this is Arm, layer 1, part 1. I'm then going to go Stop Sketch, and then I'm going to go Create a Sketch. And then I'm going to click on this top part. Going to hit P to project my geometry. And then I'm going to hover over the top part. Click that, it brings the line work through. Hit OK. Go down to my sketch name. And I'm going to call that one Arm 1.2, because that's the second part of layer 1. Now remember, you've got lots of multiple repeating parts in this, so you don't need to do this for each part. You just need to get a sketch for each part, and not necessarily create a sketch on all 30 of these pieces. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go up to Bodies. This is why it pays to put your stuff into groups if you can. Okay, that one there. I could turn him off. I'll try and find that top one now, which is body 77. I'll turn him off. And now I should be on the next layer. Hopefully not. I'll turn the wrong one off. Need to grab that one. Try and find it. There it is, 76. I'll turn him off. Okay. These sketches are in the way that I drew before. You can see by those pink lines. So if I want to get rid of those, I can scroll down back onto my sketches section and I can turn them off. And then I could do the same thing. So I'm going to go create sketch. So I've turned that first layer off, so I'm on the second layer now. So I'm going to stop sketch from that last one. Turn Arm 1.2 off, create a sketch. Jump onto here. I'm going to rename that to Arm 2.1. Project that through to make sure I've got it. OK. Stop the sketch. New sketch, bottom one. And then I'm going to project it through, P for project, grab that one, OK, scroll down, and that is now Arm 2.2. So I've got my 4 major parts that make up the most of this arm here. So now what I need to do is I need to export those to DXF. So I'm going to go File, right click on ARM 1.1, save as DXF. On my desktop, I'm going to create a new folder called Mitch ARM Parts. And I am going to call this ARM 1.1, and that's going to save it as a DXF format for me. Right click on ARM 1.2, save as DXF. I'm going to call this ARM 1.2, save. 2.1, right click, save as DXF, ARM 2.1. ARM 2.2, right click, save as DXF, 2.2, and save. So I've got all my 4 major parts now as DXF files. Now what I need to do is I need to bring all those DXF files together so that I can cut out multiple parts. Now, to be honest, the first time that you do this, you might just cut out maybe 1 copy of each part to check that you've got them correct. But I can show you how to do both of those. So where we're going to actually put all those parts together is in a program called Adobe Illustrator. So I'm going to open that one up over here. So I've got Adobe Illustrator open. I'm going to click Create New. Or you can go File New. Now this one's going to pop up. So we're going to go Custom. Make sure we're over here in millimeters. And the width of that, I've already got it here because it was the last one I used. We want to make sure we're 590. And our height is 440. That's the size of pieces of plywood that have been cut up for us to use. And we're going to hit Create. Okay, and that's our blank piece of plywood. Now we can get pretty close to the edges because I've allowed for the margins in this one. So we go File, and we're going to go Place. And the first thing we're going to do is find our file. So I'm going to go onto my desktop. I'm going to go Mitch ARM Parts, and I'm going to go ARM 1.1, and I'm going to hit Place. That hasn't worked, so I'm just going to try again. File, Place. Let's try ARM 1.2. Show import options. Hit Place. Original size. OK. There we go. File, Place, ARM 1.1. Make sure Show import options is clicked. Hit Place. Original size is what we're after. Hit OK. Drop it in. There we go. So that's 1.1. File, Place, 1.2, Place, original size, OK. So that's the other part of it. So I'll lay these out so you can kind of see. So that's those parts of it. File, Place, 2.1, original size, OK. And this is the other layer. And we're going to go File, Place, 2.1. Oh no, I need 2.2. File, Place, 2.2. Okay. Like so. And there are our alternating layers. Now, if I wanted to just do a test cut, the important thing is not to lay it out like this because it wastes a lot of plywood. Now, I'm just going to assume that Mitch has got this right. And let's say that I want to do half the lamp, okay? So if I jump back into Fusion, I think I've got 10 parts. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9, so we've got 9 on each side. So I'm going to do 5 of each to get us started. Okay, so what we want to do now is we want to nest it. So this part here, I want 5 of those. So I'm going to go Command C, Command V. And I'm going to try and get things as close as possible, leaving about a 4mm gap. Control C, Control V. Control C, Control V. And then let's go Control V again. So I'm nesting them together. I'm trying to make the best use of the space. Now I need 5 of these ones here. So I'm going to drop him over here. Control C, Control V. So it's just like putting a big jigsaw puzzle together. Control C, Control V. Control C, Control V. I don't need to copy it each time. It's just bad habit, I think. Control V. And then I've put those in there. And now I also need 5 of these. So I'm going to go Control C, Control V. Drop that one in there. Move this one to here. Control V. You can start rotating them if you like. Go to the corner. I'm going to rotate that one to fit it in there. So I'm just trying to use up as much space as possible to get the best value out of our plywood. Control V. Drop another one there. And then Control V. Put that one out over here somewhere. Okay, now I need to get this one in. I'm going to rotate that around like that. Drop that one there. Control C, Control V. And just rotate things around and get a bit creative to make them fit. That one in there. Control C, Control V. Grab that one there. 1, 2, 3, 4. Pull that to the side. Control C, Control V. Grab him. Put him down here. Get that one flattish. If you hold shift, it'll snap to the 90 degree. Make sure you got no lines overlapping so you don't cut any of your pieces. Grab him, rotate him around a bit. Get him into there. And you can see that I'm starting to really efficiently use up my space. Now, I might decide that, hey, I've got all this space and I've got a sheet of plywood and I'm going to be really efficient, so I'm going to cut out some more pieces because I know that I need them on the other side of the lamp. So let's just say it's this bit here. Because it makes sense to fill a piece of plywood up because it's just more efficient for everyone else in the class. And I'm going to use these on the other side anyway, so that's cool. So I might have 5 of those. Might grab this guy down here. Control C, Control V. Squeeze him in there. Whoop. Undo. Make sure we've got the right bit. Squeeze him into there. Might be able to get another one of these in. Try not to just fill it up. Make sure you're actually cutting parts that you need. Because it's all about, when we're doing this CAM manufacturing, it's all about getting as efficient as possible. And might grab another one of these. Drop it in here. So as you can see, I've tried to fill up as much of the plywood as possible and cut out as many pieces as possible. And it would make sense, either jump into Excel, make a spreadsheet, work out how many parts you actually need and how many you've cut so that you can remain efficient. But that's looking like a pretty good board to send to the laser cutter. Try and save about 5mm within the edges so that you don't lose any parts, but that's now ready to send to the laser cutter. So for us to send to the laser cutter, the first thing I'd do is I'd go File, Save As, and I'd save it in Mitch Arm Parts, just as an Adobe Illustrator file. So I'm going to call this Arm Parts Sheet 1, so we can open it back up later and modify it or recut it or do whatever we've got to do. Version Illustrator CC, that's all good. That's a nice editable version for later on. And then if we go File, Save As, we're going to jump onto a USB drive, my Toshiba here. Make sure you put your name on it because it's going to get very confusing. So I'm going to call this Mitch sheet 1. We're going to save it as Adobe Illustrator, hit save, and the only thing we want to change here is our version. I want to bring that all the way back to Illustrator 8, and hit OK. And then hit OK, and that's now going to save that one onto the USB, and that'll be ready to open up on the laser computer. Thank you.